Chair now recognizes the gentlewoman from California, Ms. Porter, for 5 minutes.
Hello. I want to ask you about an example of census disinformation that is already spreading, not on social media, but through the postal mail. Individuals across the country, including in Michigan, in California, in Alabama, and other places, have reported receiving a questionnaire in the mail titled 2020 Congressional District Census. But this questionnaire is not from the Census Bureau. It is not the census. It is a fundraising mailer from the Republican National Committee. I have a copy of this mailer here, Madam Chairwoman, and I would like to enter the copy into the record.
Without objection.
This questionnaire is labeled as, quote, a census document that was requested by President Trump. The document asks individuals to return it within 7 days to ensure accurate tabulation and dependable results. And it says, quote, enclosed is your official congressional district census, and people are given a registration code that is specific to them, a several-digit number, not unlike an alphanumeric number, not unlike what they're going to be getting to then go online to complete the census. This is not the first time that we have seen the RNC, the Republican National Committee, try to confuse voters by sending them a mailer that imitates the census. They did the same thing in 2010, prompting Congress to pass a law sponsored by Chairwoman Maloney trying to stamp out this conduct. But here we are, 10 years later, and the RNC is at it again. Dr. Dillingham, are you familiar with this RNC mailer?
I've heard generally about the problem.
Have you seen it?
No, I have not seen it.
We have sent it to the Census, to the Postal Bureau for investigation. Will you please commit to reviewing this?
We will be glad to review it.
I'm asking you personally, will you commit to reviewing this?
I certainly will.
Thank you. Have you asked the RNC to cease and desist from using the term 2020 census or official census in its mailings?
Congresswoman, I would have to look and see. I'm not sure who sent that out. And
I am.
Okay.
Because I have reading glasses. I'm sure you're going to be able to see this. Mm-hmm. Way down here on page 2, this little bitty box, in about, I would say, 4 to 6 point font, it says paid for by the Republican National Committee. Will you ask the RNC to stop using the terms 2020 census, official census, and a registration census code?
We will study this problem, and let me tell you what we do for avoiding any type of scam or misrepresentation.
I would love to ask you more generally about this, but I'm concerned about this. And this mailing has already gone out. So the time to stop it was actually before it happened and when the first reports came into your office. We know Californians have called the RNC. Someone's parent got this, an elderly parent. The adult child called the RNC, asked them to stop sending these things to their parent, and the RNC, which I realize you're not responsible for, but the RNC told them, quote, this was an order by Donald Trump to send out to people and they must comply with us. The census is already facing so many problems with disinformation. This fake census from the RNC will only serve to increase confusion and distrust. And I call on you to do everything you can to accurately combat this document. These were beginning to be mailed back in early 2019. So this has been an issue for over a year now. And we should all, regardless of party, avoid politicizing the census. Do you agree?
I agree. We should not confuse any mailings like that with the census. Absolutely.
Okay, what actions is your team taking to prevent fraudsters from capitalizing on the census to scam Americans?
Well, we do have on our website, we have ways for people to report this, for avoiding scams and fraud. We remind them that don't ever give your Social Security number, don't give donations, don't do anything on behalf of a political party with anything on the to do with the census, don't use your credit cards, et cetera. So we put out advice, and then we also try to make sure that we dominate any communication with with
Okay.
more accurate advice as well as
Mr.
reporting.
Gilliam, I have a question about this, because I'm glad that you have this,
Yes.
this correct information on your page. Do you track census scams over time, and will you share that information with this committee as well as with other partners and stakeholders so that they know what is being circulated that is false, so that when people bring in, what system do you have to accurately encourage people to self-report, and will you share with us what is being self-reported? Because I want to know how many Americans contacted the Census Bureau to complain about this form. Will you provide me with that number,
We
please?
have that information. We'll get those totals to you.
Thank you so much. I yield back.
The gentlelady yields. I now recognize myself for 5 minutes.